Hi guys, welcome back, and I'm back at the office here now. Just got a new PC installed, which I will pan around for you. So bear with a sec. So it's on the front-facing camera. So this is the new PC we've installed. So fantastic piece of kit. I'm just literally installing the antivirus software, the printer drivers for printing. So it's almost thing actually. Got remote desktop set up, so that's running much more quicker and faster. So we can double click and connect in and give you a bit of an idea. Sorry about audio because it's just literally off the phone at the moment. So they're going to log straight in and it's almost instant for him. So definitely much more faster. New PC, new cabling in the office. Job done on that side. So that's nice and done. So all I've got left to do now is install the printer drivers, which I'm doing at the moment. So bring the camera back round. Where is the server hosted? Actually, it's hosted in a small data center. No servers on site. It's on site is literally two routers. One manages the phone system. The other one manages the internet connection. So they are both separate. There's only 3 users here. No servers. There's no NAS drives or boxes. That's it. PCs, cable, router, switch. Job done. So their service they connect to is a remote desktop service, which is in a data center, and they have all their applications on it: Outlook, Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all that sort of stuff. And they have a 5 terabyte storage system in the data center connected to their remote desktop. So they have literally unlimited, more or less, documents. And all they do is save Word documents and stuff like that, a few pictures, few designs, and that's about it really. So it's not huge. I mean, I think the last 3 years of data is roughly about a couple hundred gigabytes. So it's not a lot, over that period of time anyway. They have scanned documents. They've got a printer here downstairs that they scan to the desktop itself. So it's always there and it's off-site. So everything they scan here goes off-site, which is really good. So again, if they have a fire here, they can literally just go home, connect back in, back up and running again. So the only thing they store in their offices is local-based copy of their files and documents. That's about it really. So it's just nice glorified things. I'm just going to install the printer driver while we talk. So it's quite a nice install. So you've got all the cabling installed now. That's all done. So new Cat 6 cabling. I was going to go Cat 7, but there's only a few manufacturers selling the boxes that are really expensive. So we went for Cat 6 instead. So that's a massive step up because the cabling here was older than Cat 5, a lot older than Cat 5. Some of the cable I'm putting away, I think I don't even recognize that cable anyway. So yeah, so that's all now been done. This table here we're sitting on, I had to route the cable under the carpet because this desk sits in the middle of the office. I'll give you a pan around this office in a sec. Just quickly setting his printer up before I forget. I've installed Teamviewer software on the remote desktops here, so I can connect to them back where I am at home or anywhere basically. So if he has a bit of an issue, I can literally remote into his desktop here and fix it out, as well as I can also remote to their remote desktops as well, which is easy enough done. But it's nice having the light be able to access everything, because if they can't connect in for some reason over the remote desktop connection, I can then at least connect back in. No, we use custom ports. We don't use the port 3389 anymore. No. We have one physical IP address fixed, and then they have multiple ports, and each port is each desktop, so nice and secure as well. Running SSL certificates over that as well, so it's like having a VPN tunnel theory. So it's nice and easy. Right, I'm just going to test the printer to make sure printing works on here before I leave, because it's almost finished here now. So today's just literally been installing this new PC. And I'll show you in a minute, because this desk is quite old. The cabling is hard to bring up, because he's now not, I mean, beforehand was a screen, a separate box that all had cable in each, cabling to the back of the screen. So the cabling on his desk, running down the back of his desk, was literally horrible. Can you recommend a data center? Data center it's difficult because a lot of data centers now tend to don't always allow what we call co-hosting as such, where you take your own equipment in and rent rack space. A lot of them now, and you think about it, on the cost of buying a server, it's so much more cheaper now to go to an ISP and rent a server directly from them, and you can get a deal in place. So when you do a custom image, they'll have something on site. You can probably do a custom plan with them and say, if this goes, I want you to reblow it for me quickly, and you can pay a service for them. So there's lots of things you can do in place. It saves a lot of time as well. So, and if you decide you want to upgrade your service because you need more speed, you just pay the next level package up and they shift it for you. So it's much more easier. The old days where I used to buy all my own servers, fit them into the racks in there, and just pay for the co-hosting space, the bandwidth that I needed as well, and obviously remote hands allows you to reboot your power hardware itself. But now you can rent everything on there, so you don't have to purchase a server, because server changes. There's always an update, you're always chasing it, so it's easy to have a very fixed payment with a data center. And as you go forward and you build bigger and bigger, you can say data center, all right, I need a bigger server now. They'll migrate you onto a bigger server, more disks, more, and everything's SSD drive based now. So it's so much cheaper, just pay a rental fee and let them manage the rest of it for you. And you just literally do what you need to do, which is really nice. I wish that was more available back when I used to do it and stuff. Actually, I'm losing train of thought here. I need to find the printer, see if the printer's installed. Just check on here, bear with us a sec. Manage printer properties, and we should have to do a print test page. And can we hear it downstairs? Yay, it's going. Marley, is the printer coming out? Can you bring it up for us? It'll be finished in a minute. So that's printing sorted. So we just need to make sure we can access the printer through the remote desktop as well, because sometimes there's always seems to be an issue sometimes. And we need to install the remote software so I can access it as well, which should do it in a sec. And here comes my little helper. So I'm already here, so that's all printed, test page printed, job done on printing. Printing works. So what I like to do is do test prints, leave a copy of that on their desk to say, I've tested printing, it works. Because they'll go through and go, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done this? And I print it out, leave it on the desk, say, yeah, you can see the print the test page there, it works. I think it actually has a bit, yeah, the IP address it's going to, yes, it has the desktop name on here, so you know it's come from that desktop, so they can't say it wasn't the right one, it was. So just going to quickly install the software, which is Teamviewer. Teamviewer is really good to use. You can buy it's like £699, and I think that's like a complete big one-off payment you pay, and gives you lots and lots of features of having. I'm doing this as a personal edition, which is free. Because I used to pay the big license, and then that gave you more or less like unlimited use on TeamViewer. And there's lots of, I mean, TeamViewer's grown over the years. There's so much more to it now. And it allows me to literally physically remote control the machine here. I know they have everything off site, which is great. But when there's a physical problem, then I can't connect in for some reason, at least I can go onto my TeamViewer software. It'll show the machine online. If it doesn't show the machine online on my application when I'm off site, I know they've lost their internet connection, which is quite easy to do because their routers are downstairs. They block the door going downstairs because they don't hardly use downstairs much. So it's so much, so they can't go and see if the lights are on and off. So it's easier to go log into TeamViewer, see the machines online. Yeah, it's either two things: either their PC is not switched on, or they're lying to you and saying it is switched on, or the internet's actually dropped off. So it's nice. What the other thing as well, because I've installed that wireless hub on the wall, the Linksys equipment, when their internet drops off, that will send me an email saying that the actual wireless hub's gone offline. So I know time and date it went offline, because it sends an email out within the space of a minute of its losing its connection. So the minute is where it checks to see if it's going to come back on, because it could be a very quick in and out basically. But if it's gone off for more than a minute, I get an email alert. So I know time, the date it went offline. So I know where the internet went down. Just quite nice to have as well. So I'm just installing TeamViewer now, just quick get this installed. So I know I'm going to name this to know who this one is. It's always good to name your machine so you know who it belongs to. I tend to use because these machines are not shared or they're not hot desking with them, I put their full name on it. So when I look at my TeamViewer software, I know who that person is. And this one tends to have iPad, laptop and desktop, and it also has a desktop at home as well. So I then rename them ones as like the name plus like iPad or PC Office, PC Home. Can I just get logging in now? It's almost done. So the free version is limited. It does sometimes gives you like a 3 or 4 minute connection and drops you off, but then you wait a minute and you log back in again. It's a bit annoying, but for 600 quid, it's worth waiting to do that. On that side, but but if you're in the IT realm, I think it's spot on. So if you are running this and supporting people as a full-fledged business, charge them a monthly fee so that all the people that you support basically pays a massive chunk of that for you, or build it into your remote support contract with the company so that you not only say, right, I'll support. It's normally what you charge is per desktop rather than or per user per desktop, because sometimes you can have like more than one PC in the office, so it's probably easy to just charge per PC because they might have like 6 or 7 PCs all in use, and you need to support each one of those, not the user but the physical desktop. So you do a standard price for that, and they've got servers in the house. You then charge a monthly fee to supporting the server, so that can be a bit more because it's a server. So I normally charge around about, if I was doing this full time, I would charge the user head is like £14 per month per user, and the servers I normally do about £25 to £35 depending on the spec of the server too, per month per servers. Add that together and that gives you your support contract price. Now, if we're using Teamviewer to remote control them, then I work out my Teamviewer license on that, and then I split that up for the company as well. So they won't need to pay $699, because if I've got other supported users on it, then I'll take a percentage of that chunk and then throw that in on top of the support contract and then break up that monthly payment. So that's how I would do a support contract. So that way your software licenses for your TeamViewer is always paid for. If you're already supporting 5 or 6 businesses, if one of those 2 businesses you lose, your software's still being paid for and license being paid for. So it's nice that way. Right. I've got something wrong here, so it's not letting me log in. So there was a sec. I think I'm doing a spelling mistake. Doing too many things at one time here. I think I'm doing that wrong. Something going wrong. Password is definitely that. Okay, so it's asking me to confirm if it's a trusted device. Right, so, right, get rid of that one because I've got too many windows open here. Get rid of that. Okay. This is weird. Not had this before. Is this sure the control center account you need to first confirm the device is a trusted device? Well, it's not giving me that option. I don't want. I'll do that later. Okay. Finish. Did the other way around. Teamviewer is not really easy to set up because once you do the host bit, you just log in your account. It adds it all into your account for you, which is a bit strange why it's not allowing me to do that right away. But yeah, so yeah, Teamviewer's in there running. Just going to add to make sure I can see that on my account. So I'm just doing that very quickly. Anybody got questions on like if you're going into IT or you're currently in IT, how to is there any questions about remote contracts, things like that? Just going to add this in. So all the numbers has changed on these ones. I haven't used this in years, so I thought I'd reset up a new account. So I can't remember log in from my old accounts anymore. So, all right, that's him. Save. It's in. See it. Cool. Click OK on that one. He's live. I've got printing working, remote desktops working, Acrobat's installed. The standard packages for locally. Doesn't need Office installed locally because they use that on the remote desktop side. I think that's it. Printing. Oh, got to check for printing works. That's one thing I'll do. So we're logging in remote desktop. What's the best way to get clients? Have you tried Ultra View? God, where's my chat bits gone? Come back. There we go. There is other remote control softwares out there, but I tend to use Teamviewer. Used to it, it's nice and easy, it's quick and fast. The software is not really hard to install. It runs on the iPad, so I can gain access remotely. And because my iPad has data access on it, I can be sat in the car, middle of the motorway, from, well, park safely off the motorway, and access a PC remotely, which just makes it superb. And it's just straightforward. It's something I like anyway. Everyone's slightly different. What's the best way of getting clients? Best way of getting clients is actually I've got clients through YouTube and stuff in the past, and it's most of mine have been word of mouth, so that works quite well. So if you've got really good clients, they'll tell other clients, and it's just like sending emails to clients. It's just literally send an email to like businesses and offices and say we do remote control support software. We got this, got that, blah blah. Write a really nice email, construct it really nicely, and just mail shot it out to people. 9 times out of 10, if people are looking for a new contract, sometimes you get people in, like the one I went up in London, went to see, they were still in their contract, so they won't be able to change straight over, but come back later. So you get a lot of that, but you've got to set it really well going forward. Find out what the current. Sometimes some people will tell you what they're currently paying on their support, and you can win it that way as well by doing it cheaper. But keep your sort of packages. I mean, a lot of the issues on PCs these days are very much like reboot machine. That fixes 80% of your IT issues. I'm just going to type something quick see if it prints. And most of it can be achieved by remote control support. So rather than try and explain to a person to say, right, you need to do this, go up and find that icon up on your left hand side, click, right mouse click. Rather than do that, you can say, right, I'm just going to hop on Teamviewer, keep your hands off mouse and keyboards, and let me do it, and I'll call you back once I've finished. Then you can put the phone down, you can remote onto that PC, sort it all out, phone them up, say, all done now, it's all yours. Or you can send them a message over Teamviewer or your remote control software and say, job done. I tend to like, you can go knocking on offices door to door, because that's quite good, because a lot of times these days emailing or mail shotting people can be difficult. It doesn't always get, it tends to go into some bin. But I've always done like as well the old-fashioned ways. I'm just going to print this. Go and knock on the door to companies and offices, and say, I'm an IT company, I can support you. You know, do you need support? He's got a new contract. When an IT contract comes up for renewal for a company, they'll start looking. Or if they know they're coming up to an end and you come on the door and saying, hi, I do this, they'll then bring you in, talk to you, and go from there. So try and find out what they're currently paying, but be very sneaky about it, because they won't always offer saying, this is currently what we've got to pay, because you can easily undercut it. Find your pricing, find out what you're willing to work for, minimum amounts. Because you think about it, every time you get an IT contract on board, every year, your money will go up, and that monthly payment will grow and grow and grow. So if you've got, oh, thank you, it all works, printing. So if you are, once you got to like say 100 clients, that'd be a phenomenal amount of IT money. And think about it, you could be sat at home with a PC, multiple screens, running Teamviewer, so you can access all those machines. Don't need to leave. The only time you ever need to leave to go on the client site is to physically put something in place or fix something that's gone wrong that the machine doesn't boot. So that's where you'll make all the extra money out. So always do support contract, keep it nice and cheap, nice and easy, because most of the time they won't phone if there's no issues. So you still get that money per month. So keep it nice and cheap. And then when you do a support contract, saying, well, when you come on support contract, you get a reduced hourly rate. So my normal hourly rate will be £65 per hour. I don't do a call out charge. I don't include petrol, because then it's normally in my realm of traveling. If it's further than a certain, say, 30-mile radius, then I will put petrol costs in place, or say minimum build for 2 hours. So when you get there, you're 2 hours. Even if you spend an hour there, you still build 2 hours. So that second hour could be your travel costs. So you don't have to put that down. That way people think they're saving money as well. And then say your support contract in place, we'll bring that £65 per hour support cost down to £45 per hour. So work out what your minimum hour rate would be willing to work for. I mean, I'm happy to work for a whole day for 45 quid. You think about it, if you went to a normal job like Tesco's and stuff, you would be working for about £40 per day, or 30 or 38, something like that. So I'm happy to work for that figure. But if I can get more, depending on the client, then I'm happy to do more. So I'll say my daily rate will be 295 or 299. I always, because normally a big IT company will charge between £500 per day to £1,000 per day, depending on the particular work you're working on. So if you're doing router and switching and stuff, it'll be 1,000. If you're doing servers, high-end server stuff, it'll be about £1,000 per day. If you're working on standard desktops, it'll be about £500 per day. So different areas for different expertise and stuff. But I would keep things simple. So support contract, if you have a support contract offer with us, it's going to be £45 per hour. If it's remote control support, we have to come in, you can say, because they're already paying a monthly fee, if they're not the type of people that keeps ringing you up all the time, because I always do like calls, unlimited calls, they can call in as many times as they want. So once you can fix things and you've got remote control software there to handle it all, you won't get that many calls going. And it'd be more or less fixed. And obviously the first initial contact will be a site survey, going in, see what currently is there to suggest it. Because I've had customers where like customers said to me, I don't want support from anymore. We're going to go somebody else. And that's fine because that's how business is. They've gone away. Another IT company has taken over and done an on-site survey and changed all the system there that it's only less than a year old. They've changed it because that's what they want to do. And customers have gone for it. What a waste, what a waste. But they get hit hard. They come back to me and say, oh, I'm so sorry, you are better, you are cheaper, can we come back to you? And then you look at what they've done, it's horrendous. So keep it costs down, find out your minimum payment or minimum hour you would like to work for, put a support contract in place and halve those fees down to make it more cheapable, because then it gives them a benefit. Well, if I'm paying this per month and I don't call for you, I'm still getting hourly rates. A lot of people think when you go on site and you think, oh God, that's when things stack up. And a lot of customers have said to me, like, how long are you going to be here for? Because they're counting the time. He's on £45 an hour, he might be here for half a day. It's a lot of money. So if you're going to go for a particular job and they say, like, we need you to come install 2 new machines, then you can say, right, my price on that will be different, not per hour. I can do the base price of like £295 to spend for the day there, install all the machines you want, or say that'll take 2 days and then just quote in that way. So that way it's cheaper, because if you do it per hour, it can be more expensive. They're happy to pay more hour because it's a bigger company, then obviously then do it per hour base. But I always tend to do them like a project base. Say, right, that's a project. So many machines can be installed. You buy the hardware, I'll come and install them. It'll take me 2 days to do it all, and I'll charge this for it. And they like that. Always trying to make them a saving as well. And that keeps that person loyal to you. That keeps that person paying this month support contract. And you think about it, if you can, my support contracts, if it was a small company, it was like 80, 90 £90 per month. It was a big company, you're talking about £300 or £400 per month on that. And if you've got like 50 of those or 20 of those on your books, that's a lot of income per month. And in theory, you could be drinking tea and coffee all day, waiting for that call to sort of remote control them, that's it. Or wait for that call when it says, I've just bought a new laptop or a PC, can you come install it for us? So it's getting the price right, find out what your minimum payments and the minimum hourly rate, keep it nice and cheap, get that figure done, sell that out, keep to it and stay like it. You can go and download IT contracts online that's already pre-written. You can then put all your details in there, make it simple, get them to sign it for a 12-month period, or get them to sign for 36 months. Because look at contracts these days on mobile phones and devices, they don't stick you to 12, they now try and stick you to 36 months. So if you can get away with them signing a 36 months contract for IT support, you're quitting, you're good for 3 years. If they decide they don't want you, and halfway through that, they'll have to pay the rest of the support contract out for the next. So if they really get halfway through the year, 12 months, and say, well, we've got 36 months with you, but we want to out now, they can pay for the extra 2 years off to pay that off, and then they can go. So that way you still get 3 years out. Then it gives you 2 years to find somebody to replace that client with. Nice and easy. Do you sign contracts with every client? I would, if it's a remote control, if it's a support contract, put the contract in place. Because companies will change stuff. They will argue, oh, well, we didn't know it's £45 per month. It was a contract. You signed it. It's written in there. So make sure the contract includes your reduced fees, your monthly fees, how many PCs. So I will guess. So I will say for instance, they got 8 PCs in the office. I'll say I will support 10 PCs. So if they had a new user, you wouldn't have to keep rewriting the contract. It will support up to that amount of pieces. So add a little bit extra, do it that way around. That's much more easier. So I found when I did exactly the PC, and if they say that one month I had one customer hiring somebody new, and so I added that on there, because in the contract you can say if you go over the 10, then this will be added to compensate for it. Then I found myself like 1 month they added a couple of people, next month they decreased, and it was like up and down. It was like, that's more admin work, that's hard. So what I would do is write in, say like if they got 8 PCs, say what this contract will support you up to 10 PCs. So you got that two-way gap. If it's a bigger company, staff are going in and out all the time, then if they've got 25 users, say this will cover you for 30 users. And if they go down, they'll still be paying that contract. If they go down significantly a lot, then you can come back to you and say, well, we were 20 people, now we're like 15 people, that's always going to be, can we relook at it? And you can just adjust it. So it's nice and easy. You're always getting paid. They think it's nice because it's going to slide either way, but the contract will say the months you're doing it for. So if you can get away with 36 months, do it. Give them a slight discount so they know that for 12 months there's no discount. This is the set rate. If you go 24 months or 36 months, we'll take a percentage off. You still get paid. You guarantee 36 months as a contract, so you know you're good for 3 years as that customer for supporting them. Then that gives you plenty of time to get some more clients on board. And if they decide they don't want you anymore, they have to give you written notice. I normally say 60 days. If it's 6 days is pretty good because it's 2 months. It gives you 2 months to prepare yourself for that to go, and then find someone to replace it with. It's just basic knowledge. It's just nice and easy that way around. But yeah, I had an income of, going back quite a few years ago now when I was in IT, I had an income of like £20,000 a week coming in from IT contracts, hosting fees. I had a big job on at the same time doing a lot of cabling work, and that's what I had going through my bank every week, billing about 20 odd grand to clients and customers. It's great. Most of I think my hosting costs, my hosting fees that I was getting in as an income was about 6 grand per month, because it was a very small environment. I didn't have like a huge thing going on. Most of it was made up of support contracts and stuff. So I had a really good income for many, many years, and it was great. I could go and buy anything. I bought a car. I went shopping once to buy 2 iMacs, all the bells and whistles on it, 2 iPad Pros, iPhones. I just went in on the car. Yeah, I have that job done. You know, it was nice. I've been there, done that. Now I'm sort of like doing other things now. So it's definitely worth. Once you've got contracts in place, each month you get new contracts on board, they build up. Look at what you're willing to support. Once you get an income of like 2,000-3,000, maybe 4,000 a month on contracts, then you can say, oh, I can hire somebody else in. So because a lot of companies, some companies will like, you won't need to talk to them for a good couple of years because they're all happy. Everything's on site, settled, PCs are working fine. They'll only come back to you when they got a new PC. The one's a bit slow and sluggish. You can recommend an update. They'll buy a new one in, fit it, so you get very easy stuff. Then you can get some clients can be a pain in the backside where they're phoning all the time. This is going down, that's going down. So it's nice to go in, do a site survey, see how old their servers are that you're supporting. If they're over 6 years old or over 3 years old at least, because 3 years on a company is very much like you can write hardware off each year. There's a percentage you write off. Eventually, at the end of 3 years, that hardware becomes zeros. In theory, the tax is paid nearly half that money back. So that's then old equipment. So in theory, in finance terms, that's binnable basically. So every 3 years, if a server's 3 years old, you can say to customers, 3 years old now, it needs updating, upgrading. I will suggest this. Get some new equipment in there before you take the contract on. So you say new servers, it's going to cost you this, take long, and then do all that. Once it's in place, then to sort of contract, then you know that the servers are stable because you've installed them. Because it's horrible taking over from somebody else because you don't know what shit you're getting basically. So it's definitely worth replacing the servers. They got old desktops, suggesting to get them updated and upgraded as well, and go from that point onwards. And that way, this equipment is stable. You're not going to get all those phone calls from all those silly questions because you've sorted it. Then you've got a nice easy contract for 3-year term without anybody worrying about phoning, shouting down the phone at you, all this sort of stuff. Then you don't have to get lots of people in. I was a one-man band supporting all these people and making it really well. I didn't rely on anybody else that I needed to go out on site. I managed it all. A lot of the work was remote control, nice and easy. You can remote control 2 PCs at the same time and do 2 different machines. So you can do it. It's easy. I've done it. You can do it, So, but if you get them bigger clients, you get over 100 clients coming in, then obviously then you can start inviting people in, doing the extra support for you. So it's not just you. Then you can just focus on other stuff, installs, things like that. Depends where you want to go with your IT side. I try to get mine very simple, basic, not going over the top. Finding what I'm would like to earn minimum per month to cover all my expenses and stuff, and extra on top to buy all the nice bells and whistles and toys and new phone and things like that, it's nice to do that. So yeah, just find out what you're willing to work for, what your target money is you like to earn a month and stuff, and then focus on that. It's nice and easy. Right, I've done here, so I'm going to actually come offline now because I've done everything I need to do here. They're all up and done. I got Teamviewer installed, so if I miss something, I can go home and log back in just in case. But yeah, everything's installed. So I'm going to print it. He's got printing working. So I'll make sure he's got everything he needs in here. Sound. Let's turn the sound on. That's it. Perfect. And then I can then shut down. Job done. You might phone me in the morning and saying, how do I turn it on? It's a button underneath. I can't draw where the button is because it's just under his screen. But yeah, he's good to go. Sorted. You just need to make sure he gets lots of batteries because it's a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse. So anyway, any more questions, do message below in the description, and I'll check up on that in a few hours time, and I'll go through those with you anyway. So yeah, just any questions you've got on the IT side, how to get new customers, like just put it below. Maybe do another video about talking about more getting customers, where you can go to get those and things like that. There's lots of places, lots of things I'm doing in the background with other stuff I'm doing, but it almost the same sort of thing as well. So I can talk to you about that on another time anyway. I've got a bit more time to do it with. So it's time now. I think it's time for tea soon, so I need to get home for tea. So thanks for watching, guys. Like this, thumbs up, don't like this, thumbs down. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, because I'll do a lot more online chats like this, more installs coming up hopefully. And yeah, see you soon. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the good questions too. Really good.